What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So today I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to give my thoughts on the DLC of Fallout 4. Now, if you guys have looked through my channel in the past, I have made a video about this. I made the video actually talking about this subject way before I even did Fallout 4 mods, or even Skyrim mods. It was like before they even released for the PS4. And that was back when I only had around 300 subscribers, and even back then when I had that amount of subs, there really wasn't a whole lot of interaction going on in the comment section. And now that you guys are so awesome, you guys always comment and stuff, I could actually get your guys' thoughts on the whole situation, and I can get my ideas out to a bigger audience, even though obviously I don't have an extremely large amount of people watching me right now. 3,000 people is still a lot of people, so I could still get my ideas and thoughts out to you guys either way. So I wanted to talk about this really quickly because I really have strong opinions and feelings towards this subject, and I think a lot of you guys may as well. Now, Fallout 4 got 6 DLC packs, which for any game would really seem like a lot, but if you look a little closer at it, it really only got 3 small workshop DLCs, 2 major DLCs, and 1 somewhat large DLC. And that somewhat large DLC is the Automatron DLC. It really doesn't add a whole big new area. It really only adds in the Mechanist's Lair, and I don't really consider it a whole huge major DLC, in my opinion at least. Automatron is kind of like that DLC that tried to be a major DLC, but wasn't really there all the way. It's kind of like the little brother of all of the DLCs, and then the workshop DLCs are like the newborn babies, if you want to think of it that way. But we have that DLC, we have the 3 workshop DLC add-ons, which Vault-Tec Workshop was, in my opinion, the better one for, you know, the DLCs, because it was the biggest one. It had like sort of a bigger area, somewhat of a story. It was actually pretty cool, but again, it wasn't as amazing as I was going to expect it to be. Now, the 2 major DLCs that we got were Nuka World and Far Harbor, which in my opinion, and I know a lot of people feel really strongly and they love Far Harbor, again, it was really great, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It was still a really good one though, and I did like the fact that there were a lot of different outcomes for it to end, and I thought it was really good, but for what we got, really only having 2 major DLCs, I wish it could have been different. Now, the one that I really loved, Nuka World, was honestly the only real DLC that I actually liked out of Fallout 4. Not to say that I disliked all the other ones, but I wish there were more DLCs added in like Nuka World, because it looked awesome. It had a big open area that you could explore. It had a bunch of different side quests. It had a bunch of unique armor pieces and clothing items that you could put on, and a bunch of different weapons. And again, obviously Far Harbor had this too, but again, for what we got, only really having 2 major DLCs really was disappointing. I wish that at least they could have thrown in 1 more major open world space, because I feel like it leaves us PlayStation 4 users at a disadvantage, you know? For Xbox One and PC, modders could just use external assets and make up a new DLC that is similar to Nuka World or something like that, with a bunch of different things going on. You've seen mods on New Vegas such as like Project Brazil and stuff, and that's one of the most popular mods on that game, and it's insane how modders could do these insane things, pretty much making an entirely new DLC for people to go and jump into and explore. Now, for PlayStation, you can't really do that because you don't have external assets, so you're kind of limited with the things that you could do. So while Xbox players and PC users are sitting there, you know, with their whole new bunch of items and stuff, PlayStation is stuck at a disadvantage. Now, like I said, I did this video in the past when I was only around 300 subscribers, and that was way before I even started getting Fallout subscribers and Skyrim subscribers and everything like that. These people were only subscribed to me just from random things I don't even know. I used to do like random gaming moments in the past, like way more than I actually do now. And I had random subs from all these different games, not even really from Fallout. Because like I said, I made this video back before Skyrim and Fallout 4 mods were even out for the PS4. So I had a bunch of subs that didn't even interact in the comment section. Now I have a fan base of mostly PlayStation users that play Fallout. So for you guys, I want to ask you in the comments, since there's actually going to be interaction now on the channel, I really am curious, do you guys think that we should have gotten more DLCs? Are you content with the DLC we've gotten? And let me know what you guys think, because I feel like we all can agree that if there were more DLCs, that would mean that there would be more things for modders to work with for us, and more assets and everything like that to be, you know, used used so that we could actually get a better experience. Now, with the two major DLCs that I was talking about earlier, if you have DLCs like that, those are major DLCs that have a bunch of different assets that you could work with. Those things have like, what, 6 gigabytes of just things that you could use? So, I mean, it puts people at such a disadvantage when you only have really 2 of them. And again, like I said, there are 6, and I'm not going to just say that, you know, all the other DLCs completely sucked, because they didn't, but I feel like, you know, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, they had, what, 4 or 5 DLCs, and they were all major expansions of open areas, and I feel like for Fallout 4, that's not the case. Like I said, only 2 new areas that have been, you know, introduced. So for us PS4 users, I feel like that's where we are at the disadvantage compared to Xbox One and PC, just for the gameplay experience and everything. Again, there's still a lot in Fallout. It's not like we have nothing compared to them, but I mean, it still kind of really sucks. I mean, we don't have external assets. The DLCs were kind of underwhelming if you look at from what we got compared to the older Fallouts. And that leads me into the next subject, which is also in the title of the video, and that is the future. So talking about Fallout 5 for an example, or maybe, you know, Fallout quote-unquote New Orleans or New Vegas 2, or whatever we're going to get in the future. I want to talk about that for a second. Obviously, there's not going to be another Fallout game for another, what, like 5 years or something, maybe. I don't even know how long it's going to be, but I feel like, you know, we're not getting one until, you know, the next Elder Scrolls game is out, and, you know, a couple years after that. So it's going to be a while since we get another Fallout game, and that gives the developers time to actually listen to the community. I doubt they're ever going to see this video, but either way, hopefully they're going to listen to the community, and I hope a lot of other Fallout YouTubers are actually talking about what I'm talking about. I haven't really seen a whole lot, but either way, hopefully in the future we get more DLCs that are like Nuka World, like Far Harbor. I would love to see the expansions of, you know, the workshop mode come back. Those are all awesome, but I feel like for the major, you know, season pass, what we're really paying for, I feel like, you know, $50 really wasn't worth like 2 major DLCs and then a bunch of, like, you know, thrown in things right there, a bunch of items that already should have been in the game. I feel like the workshop DLC should have been thrown in between the months of, you know, the major DLC releases. So I feel like for Fallout 4 we should have gotten 4 major DLC releases with big open areas to explore, such as Nuka World and Far Harbor, but we should have gotten at least 2 more, and then in between the months we should have maybe gotten those workshop DLCs releasing to fill the gaps of time between the DLCs actually coming out. I feel like that would have worked out way better, and people would have obviously loved it and got way more bang for their buck, because originally the season pass was only like $35 around there, and then they raised the price up, so it was kind of disappointing to see that. And again, $50 for really only 2 major DLCs, and then you could really put all the other DLCs pretty much in one DLC, so pretty much 3 DLCs if you look at it that way. And what I mean by only 3 DLCs is, I mean, you could put pretty much all of the DLCs, you know, all of the workshop DLCs plus Automatron, all pretty much into one DLC, and it could have just been released like that, and we really only would have gotten 3 DLCs, just because of how small they really are compared to the other major DLCs that we have. Now again, touching on the future of Fallout, I feel like what I just said should apply to the next Fallout game, where we get 1 major DLC, and then maybe a month later, filling the gap between the time of the next major DLC, we'll get a workshop DLC or something like that, and then the major DLC will come out, and then a workshop DLC, and then another major DLC will come out, and it just keeps going on like that. I feel like it would work out way better for all of us, and I feel like it would make the community a lot more happy, especially us PlayStation 4 users. But obviously only time will tell. I really hope Sony will change their mind when the next Elder Scrolls game comes out or the next Fallout game comes out, but if they don't, I will keep doing PlayStation 4 mod videos. Do not think I'll stop ever doing that, but if not, I will eventually switch over to doing PC and maybe Xbox mod reviews. I will never stop doing the PlayStation 4 videos, because that is where I started from, and a lot of you guys, if not all of you guys, are PlayStation users. You guys watch me because of that, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. You guys have been awesome. You guys have gotten me pretty much to 3,000 subscribers, and it's really good to see all this going on. I'm not going to stop Fallout 4 on the PS4. I love PlayStation at the end of the day, regardless of how annoying they could be with certain things, but either way, guys, again, I just wanted to get this off my chest. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.